A very good morning. So everyone has been talking of a cut-off low, that is a low pressure system in the upper levels of the atmosphere that is controlling the weather across much of South Africa. This Monday, we are going to be seeing widespread and scattered rains across the western parts of the country, especially around the Eastern Cape, Western Cape, where we could experience up to 100% chance of rainfall. Heavy rains expected in those areas. We will talk about the warnings expected for this Monday later on. Scattered to widespread thunderstorms as well for the eastern half of South Africa. And it is also going to be windy for the western parts of the country. Winds reaching speeds of 60 kilometers per hour from the Cape Town area into the south coast, and also for the western interior. So we have quite a number of weather alerts for your Monday. Severe thunderstorms across the eastern areas, all the way from Gauteng down into KwaZulu-Natal and parts of the Eastern Cape. Disruptive rains for the Cape provinces, and these rains could result in localized flooding in places around the Western and Eastern Cape provinces. At the same time, we have warnings for strong damaging winds across the southern parts of the country and along the coastal areas where big waves are also expected. So if you're in these coastal areas, you will need to be very careful, especially in light of the experiences that we had last week around the Western Cape and the Eastern Cape coastal areas. Now, for a quick look at what you can expect for your part of the country. In Gauteng, it is going to become increasingly partly cloudy to cloudy with a chance of a scattered to widespread thunderstorms, especially for the southwestern areas extending into the eastern parts. It will stay rather hot for the province with highs mostly in the lower 30s. We should also see some of those thunder showers moving into parts of Limpopo, but here the storms are going to be less intense. Pretty hot, especially for the Lowveld areas with highs in the mid-30s. Then in the Mpumalanga province, isolated showers are forecast for the eastern areas, but for the western parts, the storms could become scattered in some areas. Bombela warming to around 30 degrees. We are also expecting a pretty wet day across KwaZulu-Natal. It is already rain in places across the eastern sections. Later on, the clouds that we are starting off the day with are going to lift off, leaving us with partly cloudy skies with isolated showers for the eastern areas, scattered for the western sections. Pretty wet for much of the Eastern Cape, with that chance of localized flooding in some areas, especially for the southern parts. Gqeberha will manage a high of just around 18 degrees. Very heavy rains for the Western Cape. It is going to be particularly cold here with highs mostly in the mid-teens for most areas, and be careful around any flooded areas. Pretty wet for the western areas of the Northern Cape, passing showers for the eastern parts. It will stay hot for Kimberley and Kuruman. A hot one is also forecast for the Free State, where scattered thunderstorms are forecast in most areas. Similar weather across much of the northwest, where the heat is going to continue, particularly for the northwestern areas. Tosca reaching a sizzling 37 degrees. That's all we have time for now.